Alright, it's here, it's time. This week we are going to learn how to hoop at the chest. Last week I covered how to do the shimmy, so bringing it from your waist up to your neck. And this week, one of the preps for this is going to be doing pretty much the opposite thing. So last week we were hooping the waist and we practiced bringing our hands in, and this week we'll practice hooping at the neck and bringing our hands in from below. So bring that hoop up to your neck, and this time we're going to practice bringing our arms up. So to maintain, again, just balance back and forth that weight. And notice when there's an open space in front of you, stick your arm in, and then pull it back up. When you've got your arm up there, I notice that it's a bit of a shoulder shrug to maintain the movement of the hoop. Practice each arm separately, and one of them will be more difficult than the other, so don't worry too much. And see if you can get the timing right to the point where you can bring one up as you're bringing one down. So see how quickly you can get to the point where you can alternate within one rotation. Once you get to here, make note of what's happening in your shoulder blades and your upper torso. So that is step one. So hooping at the chest is a very minute movement and isolated movement of the upper torso. If you've ever taken any belly dancing classes, that should help out with this. And the biggest issue is that our body is shaped like a square, like a rectangle, and our hoop is, of course, a circle. So that's that classic story of the square peg that won't fit into the round hole. And in this case, we want to conform to the shape of our hoop. So to do that, make sure that when the hoop is behind you, you curve your back out, and when the hoop is in front of you, you curve your front out. To do that even more gradually, you can also do it to the side. So practice without your hoop at first, and try to keep your hips in one place. And just move your upper torso to the side, and then the front, and then the other side, and then the back. Make sure that you're doing this the same direction that your hoop usually flows, until you can get it to the point where you're going in one fluid motion. And that will help out a lot with this movement. Because as you can see, it's exactly what it comes down to, is just rotating that rib cage. And that is hooping without your arms. So hooping with your arms is the same basic movement as hooping without your arms, only it's a little bit trickier because now we've added extra space. So it really is a little bit harder for the hoop to stay up there. To help with this, I find I give a little bit of a shoulder shrug each time it goes around. So I hoop to the right, and I tend to do most of the movement with my left arm. So if you hoop to the left, maybe it'll be the same with your right arm. And I just give the hoop a shove. So as it makes contact in the back, I'm shoving it more to the front. So if you remember from the knee hooping tutorial, where I suggested bringing your knees together and rotating your leg with the rotation of the hoop, it's very similar to that, only this time it's on your upper body. So again, curving the back and popping out the front. If you have difficulty doing the 4 points motion, just revert back to front and back, and that should help out. Once you've gotten that completed, experiment. See if you can bring up your arms, as we did with the first drill. See if you can alternate them, and play. Play with moving your arms in each direction, up to the side, and back together at once, or alternating. So there's lots to do. Once you've got hooping at the chest, there's an amazing amount of freedom in it, so it's definitely worth the time and effort. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you guys next week.